Good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about data delivery alternatives in a distributed database system. First of all, I like to say what is meant by a distributed database system. A distributed database system is a union of two different or two opposed approaches of data processing. One is the database system and another one is the computer network. We are going to combine these two concepts and we are going to implement a concept called distributed database design. If you see the definition for distributed database system, it is a collection of multiple integrated files that is distributed over a computer network. This distributed DBMS is a software that provides two things for a user. One is the management of a database and another one is the transparency at the user level. A distributed DBMS is the combination of distributed DBMS software as well as distributed database. Now we are going to see what are the what do you mean by data delivery alternatives and how we are going to perform that data delivery alternatives in a distributed database system. Okay, if you are going to take a distributed system, database is partitioned and stored in different sites and we are going to connect these databases in an connected this database by using a computer network. The data may be stored at some system in the form of database and the user may request the data by means of a query. If a user executes a query or if a user posts a query, means how that query will be executed and how the data will be sent to the user from the database where it has been stored. These things we are going to discuss today. For that, in order to explain the data delivery alternatives, we can explain it in the three forms. The data delivery alternative or a data delivery regularity can be measured in three orthogonal dimensions. One is using the delivery mode, second one will be the frequency, third one will be the communication method. In data delivery, we are going to have three type of delivery mode. One is the push only mode, second pull only, third one will be the hybrid one. Okay, in first pull only mode, the client is going to take a initiate. After the client request, the server is going to send the send or transfer the data. In push only mode, first the client make a request. The request will be processed by the server. After server processing the request, the data will be sent to the client by the server. The data transfer between the server and the client will be initiated by the client only in push only mode. In the push only mode, the server will be interrupted continuously by client because in multi-user environment we will be having multiple database, multi-user, multiple requests will arise. For each request, the server will be interrupted continuously and the server has to respond or generate response to the client. Whereas in pull only mode, the server initiates the data transfer to the client. Whether the client, without knowing the interest of the client, the server will automatically transfers the data to the client periodically or any after a specified time interval. Third thing, we will be having a combination of these two things, push only and pull only. We can treat it as a hybrid data transfer method. The second dimension what we are going to discuss is a frequency. This frequency method or frequency used to measure the regularity of the data delivery. This may be either periodical or conditional or ad hoc basis. In a periodic method, the data transfer will be take place at a irregular interval. Okay, a regular interval means whenever the whenever we can say a specific schedule is met, the data transfer occurs between the client and the server. We can classify the periodic frequency method into two types. One is a periodic pull and another one is periodic push. In a periodic pull, the information from a server is transferred to the client at a regular interval. For example, for a client system, if we can say that IBM stock information can be sent from server to client after the client make a request. But whereas in a periodic push, a daily basis or a weekly basis, the stock information may send from server to client at a regular interval, either at the end of the day or at the end of the week or twice in a day, like that it will be sent. In a communication or in a condition thing, whenever there is a change in client profile, at that time only the transfer of data will be take place. This can be of periodic, in the conditional periodic push only will be performed, or hybrid periodic push only will be performed. For example, if the balance goes to minimum value of 500, a message can be sent to the customer automatically. That is an example for conditional periodic push. In ad hoc, it's a irregular. The data transfer may be take at any time between the client and the server. Next, communication method. There are two type of communication method is available. Through that, the server may transfer the data from the database to the client. One is the unicast and another one is the broadcast or a multicast. In unicast, it's an example of communication between server and a client in the form of one-to-one relationship. At a time, the server will send the data to only one client. But whereas in broadcast or a multicast, the data from server is sent to more than one client at that particular time. These are the three orthogonal dimension which we are going to use for measuring or measuring the performance of data delivery alternatives. One is the delivery mode, second one is the frequency, third one is the communication method. Next thing we are going to discuss about promises of distributed database system. While designing a distributed database system, what are the issues we are going to face and how we are going to address the issues. Before that, these promises, a distributed database environment should be given for the user. First one is the transparency management and replicated data. Transparency, it differentiates the implementation of logical level semantics from the physical level semantics. If you take a fully transparent system, a user can access the data without worrying about where the data has been stored or without worrying about how we are going to retrieve the data in a distributed environment. Now for that, here we are going to have many type of transparency. It starts from data independency, network transparency, fragmentation transparency. In distributed database system, we are going to partition the larger database and we are going to store the partitioned or fragments in different sites. For example, if you take an organization who is going to have branch at 4 cities, in that they are going to maintain a relation like employee, second relation like salary, third relation like project, fourth relation like employee assigned to which project. These informations will be stored at each different sites and we are going to replicate the data so that each site will store all the information. So in case of any site failure or system failure or site unreachable, so that we can access the data which is stored from other sites. So transparency and replicated data management provides you performance, reliability as well as the availability. In data independence, we are going to discuss about logical and physical data independence. This is the fundamental form of transparency what we are going to have in our DBMS. Here two things we are going to discuss. One is logical structure and another one is the physical structure. Logical structures deals with the schema definition. What if you want to say in simple terms, what user imagine about a database, that represents the logical structure. If you take a physical structure, it tells you about how actually the data has been stored in the database. In data independency, we will be having two level of data independency. One is logical data independency, second one will be the physical data independency. In logical data independency, you can have the user application may have the permission to access or modify the data organization or data storage. Whereas in a physical data independence, we are going to restrict the or hide the storage information from user application. Next will be the network transparency. Next one will be the network transparency. In that we are going to have two types of transparency. One is the naming transparency and another one is the location transparency. If it is a centralized system, the data one will be the only resource we have to take care. Whereas in a distributed environment, the second type of resource what we have to take care is a network. In that it should provide two type of transparency, location and naming. In a location transparency, without worrying about where the data has been stored, a user can access the information. Whereas in naming transparency, we are going to provide a unique name to each object in the database. Thank you.